Bring it back. 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 Bring it back.
This is very hard to explain because it's a complex technology, but
Now it should, yes, now it works. From the 𝐷𝗀𝐻 production team studios in the Netherlands. My name is Mixmaster G and welcome to this live stream. My mission is not to sell you as many apps as I can. No, my mission is to educate, teach and help you with audio track collection management and conversion for DJs, so you save yourself some time for the more fun and creative part of being a DJ. As each week, let me quickly introduce myself so you know who I am. My name is Mixmaster G. I'm a 59-year-old dude from the Netherlands. I had my first DJ residency at the age of 15, which means this is over 40 years of DJ experience in the flesh. I am no longer an active DJ. I call myself a retired DJ. I do a few gigs a year, but nothing even close to what it used to be. However, you may know me from a little app that I wrote, and you have to excuse me because there we go. My Stream Deck is kind of fighting me. That is the DJ conversion utility that allows you to convert between various DJ software, maintaining all your cues, your loops, your beat grids and all that other good stuff. So if you want to try out something else, you can easily convert to something else without having to redo every work there. It is not the only app I create for DJs. I created tons of other apps for DJs, all aimed at making your life as a DJ a lot easier. Each Tuesday, 7 o'clock PM Central European Time, which happens to be right now, I host this Ask Me Anything live stream where I try to answer all your questions. We talk about DJ technology news, etc, etc. And if you like what I am doing, then don't forget to give this video the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe and all that other good stuff, because my videos are not monetized. Commercials are off on all my social channels. At the end of this live stream, I will take down the Twitch and Facebook recordings, which means YouTube will be the only place where you can watch a recording. And in the first comment under the video will be an index where you can see which topics were discussed, so you can easily browse to it. This will not be a very extensive or very long stream because I don't have that much to talk about, and when I don't have that much to talk about, we keep it short. If there's a lot to talk about, we talk about a lot, but that also means that if you are live with me and you got a question, please put it in the chat right away so I don't end the stream without your question still being typed. We had that situation last week, but luckily I saved that question, so more about that later. Before we start, let's say hi to all the people in the chat. And for that, I need my glasses, right? Let's see what we have. 𝐻𝗏 the DJ, happy Tuesday, Mixmaster G and friends. I hope everyone is fine. Doing fine here, though. I see your other comments. It looks like you had kind of a rough week yourself, but we will get into that in a moment. Kevin Brown, 4119er. What's good, Mixmaster G? A lot, Kevin, thank you. And I hope a lot with you. Your new name, so welcome to the stream. Let's see, that's 𝐻𝗏. We get to 𝐻𝗏 in a moment. Eddie Brome says, good evening, Mixmaster G. Good evening, Eddie, and good to have you with us. Nico Spontanetos 6605 says, good evening. Good evening, Nico. Good to have you with us. Another new name. I love it. But I always appreciate all the people who are hanging out with me from the start, like 𝐻𝗏 and Eddie. Those guys keep coming back each week. I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's go into 𝐻𝗏's question. 𝐻𝗏 says, so I purchased the stem and Hotcue packs last week on Friday. As soon as my boards arrived, I plugged in the boards and load up the flashing software. Yes, the boards themselves to the third-party flashing program proceeded to corrupt my main hard drive, my DJ files external SSD and my Ableton external SSD. This was before I even used the ATGR files. That feels and sounds like very weird, because I cannot think of a situation where that will happen unless you got everything connected over an USB hub and there was too big a power drain. Because it looks like you have a lot of USB drives connected to either that hub or to your computer, which means they all eat power. That board requires a little bit of power, and that might be the little push that pushes them over the edge. So that's the only thing that I can think of. 𝐻𝗏 continues, I tried to repair it at no avail. I went ahead and fully flashed the boards successfully with the ATGR files and then started the process of wiping everything else and starting from scratch. I hope you had backups, my friend. Luckily, I had the backup of my DJ files, so it's not a total loss. Still in the process of reinstalling and setting up everything again. Still looking forward to testing out my new Touch 1 units. I'm so sorry to hear what happened to you, 𝐻𝗏, but that seems very odd, because I have hooked up those boards to literally all computers I have, and even this computer, which has a lot going on USB wise, and never had such a problem. So I would love to hear, first of all, do you have the official 𝐀𝐬𝐤 boards? That is the one with the one I recommend, or do you have the ones that you needed to invert flash? That's something that might give you a little bit of a thing, but I think it's power that is the main issue of main cause of it. But all drives that seems to be very strange to me, but hey, things can happen. Tim, hey, messaging from a different account on Twitch, normally watch through YouTube. No problem, Tim, I still can see everything happening here, and you're welcome, buddy. Let's see. And Nico finally manages to catch a live stream. You're welcome, Nico. Jake Kirkham, evening from the DjaySaves headquarters. Jake, I still got them. I still love them. The CDJ 3000X covers, courtesy of Jake. For those of you who don't know, I met Jake during the Amsterdam Dance Event. We were in the same area. We all had our own table. You don't have a booth at the Amsterdam Dance Event. You have a table. And Jake was nice enough to give me, thank you Jake, my 𝐷ecksaver 3000X covers when they were not available in any store yet. So I really like that. Though continues, no big deal. I think my boards or the flashing software made things wonky. Not the flashing software for sure, because that cannot do what you describe. The only thing I can think about is a power surge over the USB bus. And that means or too big of a power drain, or did you have the battery connected to the board when you connected it to USB-C? That could spike a surge maybe. Might be something to look into. So please come back to that again though. Let me first know, do you have the citation boards? Second, did you have the battery connected when you connected the USB-C port? Because maybe that is one of the things that went wrong. And Jake giving me the I love it, I guess. All right, folks. Like I said, I don't have that much to talk about, but there are some things that we need to talk about. Some are just technical in nature. For instance, there is a beta out of macOS 26.4, and that beta release has one very weird bug, namely it will not write to Macintosh extended formatted drives, HFS plus drives. It will not write to it, it will only read them, meaning that your Rekordbox cannot export to them if they are formatted macOS extended plus. Of course, as everybody knows, I'm very opposed to having the latest OS on your system if it's a production machine, let alone to have the very latest beta installed, so don't do that. But if you happen to be that guy who wants to be on the latest beta and then thinks, oh damn, I cannot export from Rekordbox to my USB, that is actually a known problem. Apple is aware of it and has already said that they will repair that in the final release. But keep that in mind, stay away from betas on your production machine. If you are playing with betas, know what you're doing, do it on a spare computer. And this particular one, 26.4, will not write to macOS extended HFS Plus, if you like, formatted USBs. Keep that in mind, very important. Another thing that happened and that my friend Phil Morse spoke about in length is that Virtual DJ now has elastic beat grids. Now we are going to dive into Virtual DJ in a moment, but I am not a native Virtual DJ owner. And that means that I haven't played with it yet, but it is there. And knowing the guys from Virtual DJ, and by the way, now knowing some of them personally, I know those guys are technical, and if they say it's there, then it should work fine. So keep that in mind. And the final thing on the news list that we needed to speak about is that tomorrow will be the start of the sales of the Amsterdam Dance Event Pro passes, the early bird passes. And from experience, I know this is a huge saving in money if you buy them in the early bird compared to if you buy them closer to the event. And think about 60% of a discount. So it is a huge discount. What do you get with those Pro passes? In theory, access to everything that's Amsterdam Dance Event related. So from the parties, the festivals, to all the panels and the masterclasses, etc., etc. The AD Lab, where I will be and where Jake was, by the way. Those you can all access using that ADE Pro Pass. If you have plans to go to ADE, make sure you buy a Pro Pass and make sure you do that as early as possible, because the earlier, the cheaper they are, and they are all the same passes. Let's see, what else do we have on the menu? Though was plugging in through a powered hub. That should be pretty safe though. Let's go back a little bit more. Though said I did buy the one from the citation one, and everything is on powered hubs. it's actually allowing me to get a clean start. The saved part is just losing all my cue points and custom Rekordbox library work. Though, why don't you have a carbon copy clone backup of your main drive, your startup drive? Because then you wouldn't lose anything. Please do that the moment you got everything running again. He was using USB-C from the board plug directly to the computer powered up. That powered hub should provide a very safe space. It should actually work as a surge protector if it's a good hub. So I can see a situation where that happens, but trust me, I believe you that happened to you. Yeah, Tim, that was his post about the 𝐴𝐻𝐻. Indeed, I got it from a Reddit post, so you are totally right there, Tim. And I did comment on it because after that I reached out to my Apple developer contacts and they told me, all right, we know about it, don't worry, we are going to fix that. But yeah, if that was your post, thank you for flagging it. Nikos, I am very curious if you do have an idea how to replicate a Rekordbox database including files to a secondary PC. Sure, Nico, that's very easy. All you need to do is take the Pioneer folder from the hidden user directory. Let me show that. Hold on, let me. Given your wording, I think you are on Windows. I can only comment on Mac, I'm afraid. But on Mac, if you go to your library folder, and there is a Pioneer folder, and right there, if you take this Pioneer folder and you copy it to a USB, and you then copy it back to the library folder, the hidden used library folder of another Mac, then you have two identical Rekordbox collections. And that hidden library folder, press the Alt or Option key on your keyboard and then you see it right here toggling. And you can go to the library and you go to Pioneer. And that's what you need. That is where everything is stored from your cue points to your playlists to your analysis data. If you got that Pioneer folder, you got everything. Though the DJ, I run into the 𝐴𝐻𝐻 bug when I wiped everything. I do the beta myself. Well, maybe it was a coincidence then that you were on the beta and your drives were formatted macOS extended. And that it just was, that you just saw it, because what you described could happen from a 𝐴𝐻𝐻 beta that tries to access those macOS extended drives for writing. And if it's a startup drive or if it has your files, then it will try to write to it. And that could also give you problems. So don't do that, don't do that. It was fixed in the developer beta that was released yesterday. There you go. So, all right, good to know, Tim. So if you are on the latest macOS, the latest developer release, then you can use it. But again, I'm not a fan of using betas anyway. And this without doing a backup and restore, which is very, very slow. Yeah, you don't need a backup and restore, Nico. But the most important thing is that the file paths to the audio files are the same. There are a lot of Ask Me Anything's live streams where we dove into it. And if you Google in my YouTube channel on Rekordbox collection, then most likely you will find the related videos, because I've done this a lot of times and there are a lot of ways that lead to Rome. It's not just one single way. There are a lot of ways to do this, but backup restore in Rekordbox is not the one that I would recommend. Paul Hoofsteder is asking Phil Morris when I was referring to Phil, but Paul knows very well which Phil I mean. That is the marathon running Phil and not the smoking Phil. Chuck van Ekelen, now all I need to do is get the hardware for the Touch. Chuck, you know me, come and grab a cup of coffee and you got your unit there. By the way, Chuck van Ekelen is one of the people in the industry. He is related to the Digital DJ Tips website and even was a moderator on the forums back when they had forums. And Chuck was one of the first who kind of embraced my idea what I was doing with the DJ conversion utility like 10 years ago. So Chuck has a very special place in my heart, and Chuck in the past has helped me making my texts, especially for press releases and stuff like that, a lot better than I made them. So Chuck is a special friend of the program. Chuck, welcome to the stream, by the way. But this should be very similar and files could be synced directly. Okay. Yeah, Nico, I think the folder where the Pioneer folder resides on Windows is called My Files or something, or My Data, something with my in it. But I don't have the exact wording. Paul Hoogsteder, expecting to receive the right hardware for the Touch soon. AliExpress sent me around 20 emails, man. Yeah, if you don't have any friends and you feel lonely, buy something on AliExpress, because you get an email almost every day. And most of the time they are bullshit emails, but yeah, the moment you buy something there, you get emails, my friend, that's for sure. Tim, what about setting the database management to an external drive in Rekordbox so you can move around another machine? Just have to make sure the music files are also on the external drive. That is indeed, Tim, what I usually recommend. But the problem with Windows is that that particular external drive should always be mounted with the same drive letter. Us macOS users have it a lot easier because it will mount with the drive name, and then you can do that, and that's what I always recommend. Have your audio files on a separate volume, and a volume means it can be a volume on your internal drive, what we formerly called a partition. It can be an external drive, it can be a file server as I use, but a volume is just something that appears as an extra disk, to put it simple. And if you put all your audio files on that volume on macOS, then the moment you have an external drive with the same name as that volume and with the same structure as that volume, your Mac won't care if it is the original or a clone or whatever. So yes, that is the best way to do that. Don't DJ Nico, what Tim said in the chat is the way to do it. This way, yep. I will hold on, folks. And Nico is asking for the NAS. Now we are talking. I wouldn't recommend. I would recommend that, Nico, for your audio files, because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm always recommending. The problem is that you need so much access to the Rekordbox, to that Pioneer folder, and to everything that is in it, that unless you have a very fast wired internet, don't try it over Wi-Fi. I would not recommend to do it over NAS. But you can do it over an external drive, and if you just do the audio files and then copy the Pioneer folder to another computer, then you're totally good. So it is kind of a puzzle. Let me show you, by the way, what everybody means by moving the Rekordbox files to an external drive, because that can be something that you need to look for. Do I have... Hold on. Let me turn my hub in, because that is not on. Let's see which cable it is. Not this cable, it is this cable. There we are. Let's see if it is working. I hope so. Let's put a drive in, shall we? There it is. And let's erase that drive. Or actually, I can just use it. Let me double check how that drive is formatted. That drive is formatted exFAT. Oh no, I don't want an exFAT, so let's format it anyway. Disk utility, and this is the one. Master boot record macOS extended. Let's make it APFS. Oh no, then I cannot go master boot record. Okay, Nico, in your case, I would recommend to go exFAT or NFS. But again, this is only for audio files and the Rekordbox data. This is not a drive that will work with CDJs. Very important distinction, erase. Okay, there we go. Now let me see let me just clear my Pioneer library. We do this very, very quickly, so don't worry. The Pioneer library, and then let's say Rekordbox. which will take a while to start up. And then I have some tracks there in my test folder, which I will use. Come on, Rekordbox, you can do this. Oh man, it's taking forever. Let me see what else we have. It sure has, Chuck. It sure has, my friend. DJ Caesar also joining us. Hi Caesar, good to have you with us. Okay. And then let's quickly, there is a playlist there. Let me add some tracks to it, like this. Let's switch to performance or to export mode because I like to be there. Analyze the tracks. That's funny. How did it get? How did 𝗃𝐬𝐬𝐷 track get data? No idea. But funny that it is there. All right. So this is what we got. Now what I can do is I can say in the preferences, and then I have to look under advanced, and then I have to go to the bottom, database management. That is what you are looking for, and there you can say move the database. Let's see that I'm not blocking it. No, I'm not. We are going to move the database. And we select a new location, that is Untitled, there we go. This is just plain copying. This is nothing compared to making that backup and restoring. It is something else. Okay, that has been done. Now the problem is that my audio files, this here, now you cannot see it, it is hidden, but that's weird. Did it move it? Rekordbox did quit unexpectedly. Let's see what's happening there. One of those Rekordbox days, huh? Let's see. Yeah, very typical Tim indeed. Let's just do it again. Go to the bottom, move the database, move it to Untitled. Let's go. Maybe it doesn't, it should, yeah, all right. It is moved successfully, it says. And we gave the OK. Let's see what happens now. It might be that hub I'm using is very wonky, so that might be the problem, but we'll see in a moment. Now you see that there is a folder Pioneer. That is that same Pioneer folder. I could have copied it. I could have, instead of doing what I did, I could just have gone to that file or to that to the library folder and then pick up this folder. Only difference is it's not in capitals as you see, but it is the exact same folder. So I could have done that manually. Now you need to add the audio files, and the smart way is to just copy them over and then hide the original file. So I put a 1 behind the folder name of this, and that means that Rekordbox can no longer find the tracks because they were moved. Or actually I did mess up the file path on purpose so I can relocate them. And now if I ask Rekordbox, where am I? File display all missing files. You can see that they are all missing, which is what you expect. So if you go to the preferences and then you go to the, let's see, where did we hide that? There, auto relocate, I turn everything off. and then I specify where I know that the files are, which is on that USB. And to be exact, in the test folder there. So I open it there. So now Rekordbox knows where to find those files, and I can easily say display all missing files, and then auto relocate. And then it cannot do some of them, but those are not the tracks that we worked with. Those were already there. So you can see everything we worked with is there. And as you can see, Tim, the cues, I still don't know where those Hotcues came from, are there. The analysis is there, everything is there, but everything is now on that USB instead of on Rekordbox. I'm going to switch back to my main library. You can see right here that it is using the Untitled drive instead of the SSD, which is my internal drive. And now I'm going back. And I'm good to go. So that is essentially what you need to do. Let's see, what else do we have? djay328. Hello 𝐀𝐬𝐤, long time no talk. I took off from work due to the recent snowstorm in the northeast of the States. I hope you are safe, Evan. I saw them in the news. They were in the Dutch news. And those look really, really bad. Those snowstorms really look bad. So I hope you and your loved ones are safe. So having talked about that, it is time to talk. Oh, hold on. No, I don't want that. I want to turn that off. There was a question from Jesper Linden Hansen 6097 last week, just before I went offline. So let's. Nico is very happy with. Yeah, Nico, then you know what to do. So hey, that's what we do here. We help. This was the question from Jesper. Let's put it on. Hi 𝐀𝐬𝐤, do you use some automation on tags when you get new tracks? For instance, move featuring artist from the artist field, or streamline parent, etc. etc. No, I don't, Jesper, because I buy all my tracks officially, which means that they are properly tagged artist, artist, title, title. That is all correct. And basically that is the only important part for me, artist and title. Everything else will come from my DJ software. My command fields are auto-generated, as you can see right here. Let me switch. These commands come from the Rekordbox 𝐀𝐬𝐤 tool, or actually I think they come from the Tractor 𝐀𝐬𝐤 tool, but they are mixed in key, combined with the BPM analysis of the DJ software I'm using, and you can see that that makes them sortable because there is a 0 added in front of the 𝐀𝐬𝐤 key, and at the end is the energy level of the track. I'm not a very big fan of those energy levels, but hey, since we can do it, I do it. So no, I don't use any automation software. In the past, I've used some tools that could do that, but to be honest, I don't know which tools can do that right now. So for the help, I cannot help you with that. If you are interested in what my workflow looks like, if I get new tracks, the last time I did a workflow live stream was, I think, March last year, but nothing much changed in my workflow. Actually, nothing at all changed. The only change is that I Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. Hello. Am I back and am I alive? Let me get it on this screen too. By the way, I think this was self-inflicted, folks. I think I hit a button in Restream that I shouldn't be hitting. So, joining, there we are. That is working. Yep, it works, everybody says. Good, good, good. Then we are back. Like I said, totally self-inflicted this. Sound, but no pics. I can see video myself. Maybe reload your whatever you're watching. Can you guys reload your video? Let me double check myself. Why not? Let's go to the YouTubes. YouTube. I see and hear you, says Tim. Yeah, so we should be good. Master G. And then that guy should be live. He is live. Yay, I see myself. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so now I have to scroll back where I was at. I hate when that happens, by the way. DJ Ivan, the thing with my Zone K2 is that I haven't used it for long and kept it in a room with random temperature changes. That's when I took the K2 out. The case, by the way, was so sticky. Yeah, not only sticky, there might be corrosion too, especially on the faders even. So I hope that's not the case for you, but that is something worth to check out if there is no corrosion there. Let's see, what else do we have? That was the... If you ever need help with your setup, let me know. I worked for Twitch for 5+ years and been in broadcasting streaming for 15+ years. I live in Amsterdam, so not too far away. I'll keep that in mind, Tim. But usually I'm pretty good with this stuff too, but not that long, by the way. But thank you for your offer, I appreciate that. And Evan reloaded and he is live with me too. So all right, looks like we are all back. Like I already announced in the live stream, today I worked very hard with 𝐵𝗶𝗿𝗍 of Atomics. Shout out to 𝐵𝗶𝗍, my new Greek friend. And Atomics is the maker of Virtual DJ. Now, as everybody knows, I am not a Virtual DJ user. But technologically speaking, it is great. I cannot get over the user interface of it, but that's just personal, that's me. But if you look at the technology inside Virtual DJ, that is great. So I wanted the Touch 1 to work with Virtual DJ 2. And the good news is, now we have it. So let me quickly walk you through what you can do with Virtual DJ, which is basically exactly the same you can do with Serato, Algorithm DJ, Rekordbox and Traktor. But because this is new and the guys that use Virtual DJ have never seen this before, I thought, all right, let's do it in the Ask Me Anything live stream. And then I will make a short video about how to get the mapping installed. And then we are good to go for the Virtual DJ crowd as well. So here we go, Virtual DJ in the house. Like Traktor, Virtual DJ wants the unit to be connected before you go live, and for that reason I can look, there it is. Now if I switch it, there you go. There you have the DJ Touch 1, which is live at my left hand. And let's connect the unit, and usually I hide too much behind the unit, and it's not showing. Is it one of those days? Maybe restart the unit and then see. Whoop. moving. There we are. There you are. And let's connect it. And as everybody knows who have seen this before, the moment you connect it, its screen will change. We can hide this and let's fire up Virtual DJ. Keep it at the computer, please, so I can mute it. And then let's mute. I cannot mute your computer audio. All right. We run the risk that this is going to shout through the speakers, but we'll see that in a moment. These are the 4 decks stems, and like I said, they work exactly as you expect them to work. Why doesn't that load? Oh, maybe because I renamed the folder they are coming from. That should do the trick. There we go, and there we go. Here are your stems within Virtual DJ. And let me turn that off. There we are. And here are the controls right here. As you can see, you can control them straight from the screen. So that is working fine. Again, that is for 4 decks on 4 stems. So let me show this 1, 2 stems. And I can do the same right here. So these are the drums, the bass, the harmonics, and the vocals. And let's put this out of the way. So this is the 4 stems control. This is for deck 1 and 2, because otherwise it wouldn't fit the screen. On deck 3 and 4 you also have 4 stems, but those are not on screen. And deck 1, or if you just want to control or switch from a cappella to instrumental, you can immediately do that right here in the 2-stem control, which is mapped the way I want it to be mapped. The same way as algorithm DJ is mapped, which means you can instantly move from totally instrumental to stems without enabling the 1 is 3 option. So you can do that directly, and that is really a very nice thing. Like all the other apps, other DJ software, it works fine with more than 1 board. So let's power up the other boards and then zoom out a little bit. Or first let me put this up. We will look to that in a moment. And let's power this board up. Like I said, the regulars have seen this a gazillion times by now. But this is for the... this is specifically for the virtual DJ crowd, so I can just refer them to this one. I can connect that one, and as you can see, it is connected. Let me show it a little bit more. Right, and then if I fire up Virtual DJ, this is the X-Fader module, and the X-Fader module is a fun module because that allows you to control the mix even when you are not available. So here, this is the Q, which is acting as a gated Q, as you can see. Now if you want to continue to play, just keep it pressed and move left, and then let it go, and then it keeps playing, and of course you can stop the track like this and cue it up. This is the crossfader, and as you can see right here, right there, it controls the crossfader, so you can go from one deck into another deck, have this one playing for instance, then move all the way to that deck over, use the cue there, let it play, and then move to that deck. So gives you total control over the mix. So that is the crossfader module, and let me put that to the side too. And finally we've got the Hotcue module, and then all 3 are connected, but you can connect much more if you like to. So for instance with stems you can give each deck a stem or its own stem board if you like to. This is the Hotcue module, and again let me load that up, which means we have to quit Virtual DJ, connect the board. So now we have 3 boards connected. Fire up virtual DJ. There you go. And let's see if they've got Hotcues. They got Hotcues. Now, as you can see, the colors don't correspond to the colors that are on my screen because these are point of interest Hotcues. But let me just quickly remove them. And then let's play the track. And I can now, if I set them right now, the colors that I set them on follow the colors on the screen. So those are the same colors on the screen as that you see on the unit. And as you can see, that all works fine. And if you click the del button at the left lower of the left top, you can even remove Hotcues from the system. This is for deck 1. If you click the little plus sign, you go to deck 2, and then deck 3 and deck 4, which don't have anything loaded. Only deck 2 and deck 3. But here you go. As you can see, that works exactly as you want. And let me zoom out now a little bit. There we go. There you can see that all 3 are connected and all 3 are actually working. So let me see that I get that on. There we are. There's a little glare there. Let's see if I can get. Oh, there goes the cam. Sorry for the reflection, folks. I'm trying to get rid of it. I can turn off the overhead lamp. Maybe that helps. That is the trick. There we go. So these are all the 3 units. The Hotcues are working as you expect it to work. I can go back to the first deck like that. I can make this one vocal. I can make that one instrumental on the fly. Go away with your things, or I can go to the 4 stems deck and there do it manually like that. And of course the X fader is working, the controls are working, and mind you, this is all wireless. I can just pick up this unit with the battery connected, and then I'm right here standing in front of you, and we can control the deck exactly like you want it to do. So as you can see, totally wireless, modular Bluetooth controller, now also working with virtual DJ. And there were some questions, so let's go to the questions again. Yay, questions. Nico is leaving us. Let's see. There we are. Earlier, before connection was lost. Yeah. Is it okay to copy the Pioneer contents folder from one USB to another, or will this not work if both USBs have different names? Stinaldo, that doesn't matter. However, what is important is that both USBs are formatted identically. So if one is formatted FAT32, the other should be formatted FAT32. If one is formatted macOS Extended, which I recommend, the other should be formatted macOS Extended, otherwise it will not work. Name of the drive does not matter, but the entire content structure should be identical on both USBs. And for that reason, I always recommend use Carbon Copy Cloner. There is a tutorial in my YouTube channel where I demonstrate the fastest way to make identical USBs out of one single USB. Nico is going to have dinner. Have a great dinner, enjoy dinner. Stinaldo, I tagged you on Reddit as I have a problem where Rekordbox duplicates tracks on the device. So many songs are duplicated once or even twice in the contents folder of the device. That usually only happens, Stin, if there is a slight change in the file path of the tracks in Rekordbox. if you are using cloud, I can see situations where that will happen, or if you are using different collections on different computers, because then it will not recognize it as the same track because it's not from its own collection. But I have never seen that happen from one single Rekordbox with the audio files on a hard drive or an external volume, whatever you like, and then then I never seen duplicates there. But I've seen that post, by the way, so I heard about it, or I've seen it. Though the DJ, do the units need to be reconnected via the audio MIDI setup app each time you use stem and power them off, or will they reconnect automatically after the first setup? They always need to be connected like because this is not general Bluetooth, this is called BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy. It does not automatically reconnect. You need to tell it to connect when you power the unit or when you power your computer. So that's all. But after they are powered, like right now, they will stay powered for as long as the computer is running. But the moment I take the power off, we can also demonstrate that, of course, so let's do that. Why not? Let me quit Virtual DJ here. And then go overhead with this, like here. So let me put this right here. I put the battery on top of it. Like that. And then switch to this so you can see it. And let me take your comment off so everything is in the right place. Like this. Now if I disconnect the power of the 𝐥𝐬𝐬 module, like this, you see it is off, and then you can see that it also disappears from the list. And if I power it on again, there we go. It will not automatically connect. You need to manually connect it. By the way, this board is not exactly the one I wanted to demonstrate this with, but you get the idea. Like this, it is off. And then power it on. Like this, so there it is. If my cam keeps working, I don't know what this cam has lately. Seems to be, there we are. And there we went. So there it is, and if I press the connect button again, it shows up and ready to be used. And if you disconnect it, it will disconnect. So yeah, you just need to do that each time you power them down. It is what it is. Lucky for us, you don't have to enter codes and stuff like that. So you need to connect them, and then it depends on your DJ software if you need to restart your DJ software or not. In Algorithm DJ, there is a shortcut. I speak about it in the quick start guide because it actually has a direct link to the Apple Media. Let me show that too. So let me quit this. And then if we go to DJ, there's DJ. And if you go to connect Bluetooth controller, which you see right there, you immediately are there and you can connect it. So yeah, that is how you can do all this stuff. Oh, sorry, it was not shown, but that is how you do it anyway. Do I need to remap in Rekordbox as well? The problem with Rekordbox is though that each time you add a controller, it gets a different name. And all those different names should have their mapping. Let me show that, because that is confusing. Let's do it like this. Let's show off power up Rekordbox. Let me switch it. And let me... There we are. Rekordbox immediately recognizes stuff, so that's the good part. Okay. And let me switch that one. There you are. I did zoom out a little bit because we don't need all the details there. Let's hide this. Hide. Oh. There it is. And let's go to my connection screen. And you see the first one is ready to be used. So if I connect that, it is there. And if you go to Rekordbox and you go to man, it's been a while. In performance mode, of course, otherwise you don't have MIDI. Don't you love Rekordbox? There we are. There is MIDI. And there you have, there you see the ATGR DJ Touch 1 Bluetooth, period. And the moment you see this, you know you're good, this will work. Now, if I power up the second unit, like this, and I connect it to the computer, go away, like this, and we go back to MIDI. Look what happened. It created a Bluetooth -2 device. That Bluetooth -2 device also should have its own mapping. This was already there because I showed it last time. If not, you need to click import and import it from the disk image for the second one. Maybe if I add a third one that you can see it clearly. So let's do that too. Hold on. Power this one up. Becoming kind of busy, right? So there. And then let's connect that too. And only in Rekordbox you have to take that into account. The other DJ software is very mild with it. There I can say, you see we now have a Rekordbox 3. Oh, that also has the MIDI mapping. So yeah, that was already there. And for that reason it will work. But I think safely delete this mapping. Oh no, I cannot. I can only delete some points of it. But if you click amp, no, I don't want to. And then to downloads, and there MIDI mapping. And you can see that there is now also a virtual DJ folder. And within Rekordbox, if you download it again, then everything will be fine. And you need to do that for every instance of the ATGR DJ Touch you see in here. So you need to swap it and make sure that they all have the 𝐶SV loaded. And indeed, Bad Boy Mac, now you can DJ in the bathroom and anywhere else. That is the whole idea of it. So yay, that is that. And Kevin was having some issues. Stin Elder says, I have just one Rekordbox collection. Maybe the duplication happened after an error message during export. I discovered by accident that the contents folder was 3 times the size it should be. In that case, Stin, I would recommend format that USB and start from scratch. I have seen the export of Rekordbox is even so intelligent that it will notice if a track is already there. If you look into my YouTube channel, there is a video where I show conversion from Serato, or first export from Serato, and then conversion from Serato, and then export the converted to a USB, and that same USB contains already the audio files, and Rekordbox will not notice that and not export them. So I think something went wrong indeed with the error message. I would reformat that drive and then export again, and then you should be fine. There is no other reason why there should be triplets or quadruplets files on there. Not that much Java man. Besides that, I made a mistake and we went blank for a moment. But after that, you missed the virtual DJ with the DJ Touch demonstration, and that's about it. That also means that I am at the end of today's live stream. Unless you got something you want to know, you got a question, then drop it in the chat and I'm happy to answer that, or at least try to do something with it. While I'm waiting, if there are more questions, talk a little bit about what I'm watching in the nerd space. I have finished Marvel's Wonder Man, which is a much better series than you would give it credit for from its title, because I never heard of Marvel's Wonder Man, and I'm a comic reader. But it's a good series. It is a fun series, and Ben Kingsley is in it. Not going to spoil anything more, but it is very, very, very good. So that's what I can recommend. I have finished Fallout, and that is just a beautiful series. Fallout is so much fun and so great. I am not a first-person shooter gamer. Actually, I am from the Pac-Man, Tetris, Donkey Kong age, which means I like my video games to start, play, and then I can go away, and not a cinematic deep story that I have to get involved in. Those are not my kind of video games. So I never played Fallout, but I love this series, and it has now finished. I can recommend it to anybody. I think it's on Amazon. Marvel's Wonder Man, of course, is on Disney+. And one I can recommend, and that should also be on Disney+, it's officially on Hulu, is called Paradise. It just started season 2 yesterday. It dropped three episodes from that season already, and that is also really a nice series. Highly recommended. It's a bit Fallout, Last of Us, Silo alike, but still it is a beautiful series. I love it. Okay. Let's see, is there anything new from engine you can share? Even what I can share, I'm not that close with InMusic, so I have no idea what they are brewing or what's happening there. So no, sorry, DJ Evan. Sure, I do think your 1200s need an orthophone Concord. I think they are actually on orthophone Concords, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe they are vinyls, if I'm not mistaken. Well, what is this? But they are on orthophone. Yeah, they are digitals. Orthophone digitals they are on. But they are Concords. So yes, they are. They already have that, my friend. Tim. I want to convert AFF to MP3, but want to avoid the beat shift issues, ideally through ffmpeg batch command. Anything I could keep in mind to avoid is making sure you are on for it. No, Tim, what you need to use is my Rekordbox collection tool, because that will automatically try to detect the encoder the MP3 is created with and then compensate accordingly with it. So if you look inside my YouTube channel again, there is a tutorial called change audio format, keep all your cues, loops, playlists, etc. In there you see exactly how it works. You're a smart man, so it's not that complicated, but the big trick is that it will automatically compensate because it will try to establish which MP3 encoder was used to create that particular MP3 and then compensate accordingly if you go to lossless. By the way, I don't see the point of going... oh, you are going to MP3. Same story, by the way. That will compensate just fine. So have a look at the Rekordbox collection tool. Stineldo. Do professional DJs use the 8 different colors for cues? I'm trying to create a nice color system. That is very personal, Stin. I know that Laidback Luke uses a color system. I know most of them don't even care, like James Hype. He doesn't care. He just sets his hot cues and he knows where they are at, and that's the only thing that's important to him. But I like colored Hotcues myself, but I have to admit that I am not using my once perfect color system either. I just look at the overview where the Hotcue is placed, and then I know what the Hotcue will do, and I will trigger it. So don't put too much effort in it, not worth it. Most important thing is that you quickly can identify that Hotcue is that button, so I can press it and we are good. 8 colors is enough, as I noticed. The 16 Hotcue colors look a bit different on the CDJs than on the computer, so I only use... Yeah, the problem is they don't look the same on CDJs. Of those 16 Hotcues, some look very much alike. So, yeah, 8 is more than enough. No, the one you use as your video for... Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That doesn't have a Concord indeed. That has the 𝐀𝐬𝐬 enclosure, or actually the original one. Yeah, they are very well. They are convenient because these things that you see on my presentation screen, those particular ones, you always had the problem that you had to align them perfectly fine, because otherwise, if you try to scratch it would go all the way, and you don't have that problem with the Concords, because you just put them on, you lock them, and you're good. So yeah, I like them a lot more. Tim is planning to buy the new Reloop 5000 MK4 soon, so I will keep those orthophone Concords in mind. Yeah, I really love them. So, and he will check the Rekordbox collection tool. DJ 𝐀𝐬𝐧, with Engine DJ, can files be transferred and updated with cue points, etc. back and forth between computers and USB drive? I don't even know, to be honest. The reason for that is because I don't export from Engine DJ the desktop software. I use my own Denon conversion utility procedure, which essentially creates a collection on an external drive. And on that external drive, the cues are the same in Engine DJ as on any other player. So yeah, I couldn't tell you, DJ 𝐀𝐬𝐧, but I think that if you are using the sync manager of Engine DJ, if there is such thing, that you can sync back and forth and maybe keep your Hotcues, but don't take my word on it. Just test it on a very small USB before you dive all in. That is the best advice I can give you with that. Okay, my friends, it looks like we are through with all the questions. And that means I'm going to close the stream for this week. Sorry that we had a little bit of troubles, but lucky for us, we got it up and running again. Again, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that other good stuff, and give the video the thumbs up, because the commercials are off on my social channels. My videos are a little bit harder to discover, and that is the reason why I really ask you guys to support the whole process. DJ 𝐀𝐬𝐧, there is one single tutorial from Rekordbox 6.7 to Engine DJ that has everything in it and got it covered. But yeah, I can understand it's not very intuitive. I made it for myself, so it is kind of nerdish, but it will do anything you need it to do. Okay, my friends, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope to see each and every one of you next week, same time, same channel. In the meantime, if you're watching this from an archive and you got a question, put it in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer that question in the next live stream. For now, thank you for staying with me. Mixmaster G, signing off.